KILR Killer Game.
Hello gamers, simmers, and pilots. I am the Killer Gamer, and welcome back to the tour around the world, partially, with Sierra propilot. I've gone back to the unpatched version of Sierra propilot, so this would be the base version, the one that you're seeing in the picture down below. Of course, the patched version is, well, pretty much the same. Well, I mean, it's like the same picture, but if you've been following on these flights, I've been going back and forth between patched and unpatched. Some things work good with patch and other things I'm not so sure about. There's also the propilot USA, which I believe is the fully patched version of propilot, this propilot, which is also propilot 98. But it's still bugged. It's a still bugged mess because you can't taxi on the ground without sliding one direction or not turning at all, or what have you. But I went back to the unpatched version because something is up with the speed on this simulator, and maybe it's like how the plane handles. When we first flew this, I was able to bring this in and land it at Chicago O'Hare with really no trouble. But then when I patched it, I couldn't land it anymore. It was going too fast. Even if I had the flaps down, it was going too fast. I couldn't figure that out. So maybe it's just me. It probably is. But I figured, let's move back to the unpatched version again and see if it really see if it really is me, or if it really is how this thing is patched. It's very disappointing because SubLogic is behind this. It's released by Sierra, but if you look on the box, it actually has SubLogic on there. And sorry, that's VMware on the top there. I expected better for something like that. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about our flight. So this should be recognizable as the SubLogic, since we already talked about them. SubLogic map. We're here at Lansing Municipal. And just like in the other simulators, we're going to be flying right over here to Chicago Midway. And in this simulator, we're going to be utilizing the ATC, just like I did on the very first episode. It's kind of weird. It's like, it seemed to work okay with the unpatched version, but then when we patched it, it was like taking us around the airport. And like not take, I don't know. It was just, it's that thing where, you patch some things and other things get broken. So I don't know. I want to be able to have an enjoyable flight. This covers the entire United States. Well, okay, maybe not the entire United States, mostly there. A good majority of airports, not the ones that should be there, like KIGQ, but hey, we'll get to that. But it's got okay coverage, and I'd like to be able to, give this simulator a fair shake on the channel, and that way we can compare the flights with the other ones. So I am trying to give it a chance. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the power. Okay, well, do we not have any talking or anything here? What's going on? Maybe not. Okay. Well, we're off to a great start, I have to say. I have the flight plan already done. See, I get save, which means I've already created it. So what's going on? Maybe we'll do, I don't know, let's tune this. Let's do say again. How about that? Okay, well, I guess maybe we won't be using ATC. Fine. We'll go to airports then. What was it? ICQ? I don't know. Lansing? IGQ. Okay. We'll just set ourselves up in the runway, because we can't taxi to the runway we want to, because it won't work. So we're going to have to select the runway that we want, get moved over there. Yeah, we'll close the active flight plan, because obviously it's not doing anything. No. Okay, so now we're here. And, oh, also, too, I've noticed something, and it's switched back, stupid thing. We talked about on the other episodes of how, oh, where's nav number 2? We got nav 2. Where's the OBS number 2? This is an ADF. If you do Alt and N, it'll change it to OBS number 2. So now we got the 2 nav radios that we can use. However, this does not work on the other planes. Doesn't work on a Bonanza. It doesn't even work on the upgraded 172, the 172R. It doesn't work on that either. This is the only one that Alt-N works on. So the other ones, you have a nav1 and you have a nav2 radio, but nav2 doesn't do any good because you don't have an OBS to make use of it. So, once again, SubLogic, great job on this one. A shimmer of what this simulator could have been. I have ProFlight 99, so maybe it's a little better. I don't have ProFlight 2000. Eventually I'll get it. But yeah, this is a very, very... we're going to make this a very happy simulator. Alright, anyway. Chicago Heights, Midway... I don't know. Where is that? 360, 350. I'm going to say... I'm going to set this up for 114.2. Well, I'm going to try to set it up for 114.2. Alright, well, I don't know if that did anything. Okay, what the heck? That moves. Oh, finally. Okay, so I guess we'll set ourselves up there. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get ourselves started here. And we will go ahead and take off. You know, with all the experience that SubLogic had, How could they have missed the mark on this simulator? It could have been better, and it should have been better. Gotta shrink that down a little bit. And is it me, or the nav radio is just not working? There it goes. I was beginning to wonder if it even put us in the right spot. It looks like it did, so... There's hope! Okay, so we got Chicago right up there. I'm not going to fly too high up. I think one of the things that the patches fixed was... Remember we were talking about how we're flying and it looks like we're sliding off to the left? We thought maybe it was the wind doing that. I believe that was an actual glitch that they patched. See, I mean, if you look at it, it looks like we're being blown to the left. You see that? Because you can look at the clouds. Oh, and yeah, look, we are being blown to the left. And it always seems to be doing that. By the way, we are experiencing a time change. The sun is going down. May not look like it, but it is. Whoops. Not quite the direction I want it to go. Let's take a look at the weather for a moment. I had this randomly generated, so okay, so let's just set that to 0 then. We'll set this to 0. And apparently that does not want to work. Okay, well, that's always nice. Oh, hey. Okay. We can't seem to change this at all. I guess we don't have a choice but to have 5 knots of... my goodness, this is annoying. We can't delete it. Set it? What happens if we set it? No. Oh, wait a minute. I think I might know what we need to do. Boom. Okay. So we need to go here, change what we want, click set layer, and that's like saving it. There. Now let's see if we start getting blown off to the side. We're still getting turned. You see this? We are still being moved to the left, and we shouldn't be. And I was complaining about Flight Simulator 2000. The flight mechanics on it was fine. I was just complaining about the graphics. Man, you always think the grass is greener on the other side, and then you check the other side and you realize, man, this grass just isn't green at all. No offense to anyone who's actually played Sierra propilot and enjoyed it. It does have some good qualities to it. The ATC is one of them when it works, which apparently it did not want to work this time around. Maybe that's because it was on the unpatched version. I don't know. I am doing a separate series with propilot USA. I was debating on whether I wanted to continue doing that or not, but I think it actually might be useful. It will allow you to know which version of propilot actually works a little better. One thing I'll say, though, is that the graphics, the frames per second, is smoother. It's a lot smoother on the patched version and propilot USA. But that might explain why it's harder to land with it, because it doesn't seem like I can slow the plane down. Whereas this one, the frames per second are not as smooth, and so as a result, the plane is actually moving slower. I don't know. It's frustrating, and I don't like that. I thought I saw some blinking lights or something over here. Look at this. We're being pushed. Do you see that? We have no winds on. No winds. And we are still being pushed in a direction we don't want to go. Getting messages on my phone here. Because, you know, this is the thing to do when you fly. You look at your phone. Hey, well, I think I found Midway. I forget. Do we have our GPS on this, or was this the patch version? No, we good. We have it here. Well, that doesn't look like Midway. That looks like Chicago O'Hare. Where the heck is Midway? I have no idea. Wait a minute, did we just lose? Look at this. The Lansing thing is gone. How could it be gone? We're not that far away from it. What, do we not have a Chicago Midway airport? Is that why the flight plan wasn't working? Holy heck, man. Okay, let's try something else. Let's look at airspace. Position aircraft. Okay, so that is Midway up there. Alright, you see that there? Okay. So, everything's good. I don't know why we lost contact with our nav radio, but at least that is Midway that we're heading towards. Oh my goodness, I was going to have a conniption fit. Okay, we can see the runways right there in front of us. I did an F7 so that way we can get a better handle on what we're seeing in regards to the runway. So what is this, 32 right? So look at the speed we're going. We're going at a... Oh, it's at 80. 80 knots. Here, I'm gonna bring one thing of flaps down. Okay, don't know why it's going up like that. Stop it. Okay, so we're about in here. But you see, we seem to have a very controlled descent here. What is that in the background? You see that? What's that? It's like a flag or something. Of course, I don't know if the brakes are actually working. That was another thing too. The B for brakes doesn't seem to be working. I'm like holding on to the B button, and we're not stopping. But that's okay. We'll just use our imagination and say, "Yay, we stopped." Now we're going to use slew mode and go over here and take a look at this sign and see what... Oh, look what it says. It says propilot. It says Sierra propilot. How nice. Well, nice little touch. I don't think that's very realistic, but, you know. Okay, and there is Chicago right over there. What is that? Oh, something. I don't know. We'll just move ourselves over here to the control tower. Yep, and we're still moving because, hey, you know, bugs. And that's it. So we're here at Chicago Midway, and I don't know if I turn this off now. We're still look at this. We're still moving. Do you see that? Do we stay on the unpatched version? Do we go to the patched version? What do we do? I don't know. I don't know. There are 3 patches. Maybe next time I should try patch number 1. And then maybe patch number 2, and just kind of see if there's like a happy point in there as far as flying. But I don't know. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this flight, and I hope you're getting something out of this, especially if you've been interested in this this particular simulator, or just kind of seeing how it worked, or maybe you played it at one time and were frustrated and just didn't want to play it anymore, but are glad that someone is actually doing something with it. If that's any of the cases there, go ahead and leave a thumbs up there for me. Let me know that you're out there, and subscribing and being part of the KILR community is always a good thing. And hitting the notification button so that way you know when the next video is uploaded is a good thing for you, because hey, there might be something coming up in the works that you might actually be interested in. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.